What up, man? This is Kayne Frost, and today's discussion is gonna be about getting flaked on dates and how to avoid them, which you really can't avoid all of them, but how to be more successful at never getting flaked on. All right, so there's a bunch of things that go into this. It's just not a one-time, it's not a one answer, there's not gonna be a one-time thing that you're gonna be able to experience and then try to come up with a solution to combat that, and then something else happens and then you get flaked on again. But here are ways on how I avoid them and how you can avoid them too. All right, so basically it's when you set up to meet with somebody for a date, right? So, let's say you've been talking to some girl, and now, you've exchanged a couple of texts or whatever, and then you set up a date. So if, it doesn't matter how long you've been talking to her, a flake is a flake. So let's say you hit her up on a Monday or a Tuesday, and then you want to set something up for Friday or Saturday, right? So, you set that up on Monday, and then you confirm a time and a day, on Friday, and y'all both agree. Now, she's going, some girls, she might want to keep talking with you, and be like, hey, what's going on? On Tuesday, on Wednesday, just trying, because she's really liking you, she's really vibing you, and she just wants to see where you're at. She wants to know more about you, so she could flake on you. So, she might be saying, tell me more about yourself, just little questions, just trying to get you to answer to her text, so you can have some more dialogue between each other. But you don't want to do that, because you already planned a date. You're gonna see her. You want to create that mystery. So when you do see her, you have stuff to talk about, right? And she can ask you about whatever. So you don't want to go back and forth and start explaining yourself of who you are and where your family is, your work, all this stuff about everything that she could find out in person. The more you do that, the more you give basically, if you're holding a deck of cards, it's like you're showing, the other person what you have. And then they want to know if they should be throwing more chips on the table to keep playing with you or not. Or they should just fold and call it a day, which is a flake. Like, I kind of got even though they don't even know you, there's I kind of got a good understanding, because I've talked to the last 50 guys, and he sounds like the last 5 that I can categorize them in. And then, you're going to get flaked on when the day comes. So keep it to a minimum on the text. And the way I do it, when a girl texts me like that and she wants to keep the conversation going, I'll just say, hey, listen, I'm going to see you on Saturday or Friday. So, I'll answer it then, and I can't wait to see you. And then if she replies back, which they usually do, they'll say, oh, so you don't have time for me? Are you like everybody else and stuff like that? And just say, no, my time that I have available, I'm spending with you on Saturday or Friday. That's my time, and that's when I'm going to spend it. Right now I'm busy. And they'll appreciate that, they'll respect that, actually. And they'll just say, okay, all right, cool, I understand. And then that's how you set it up for a later time without going back and forth, without getting flaked on, because she's knowing more about you. Or another thing that you could have done is you guys could have said something, and then you're trying to be witty and funny, and you're trying to make, I used to do this a lot, where you're trying to make a joke out of some situation, and it comes off wrong. You put LOL, or you put an emoji face of somebody laughing or something like that, and the other person just doesn't get it because they're not there in front of you, and I've had girls flake on me because of that, because I've done that. And it's just, it's just dumb, because even though you think, man, this is a good comeback, and it probably really is, if the person was in front of you, they would definitely get it. But this person doesn't know you, doesn't know anything about you, and they're looking for ways to move on and throw you to the curb. And when you say something like that and it doesn't register with them, whatever you're saying, and they got no bond with you, no connection, they're not going to let you slide because, they know who you are or whatever, then they're going to toss you to the curb. They're going to move on, and they're going to ghost you, not reply, and stuff like that, So that's that. Don't ever, try to make jokes in the situation. Like I said, man, Once you set up the date, you got to know how to play it off until the day comes. All right, so let's say it's let's say it's the day, right? I'm gonna kind of go forward and backwards. So let's say the day comes, it's Friday or whatever. You can do it two ways. You can, if it's Friday, you can text, depending on what time you set it up for. Like I said, if it's Friday and you guys set up for the afternoon time, you don't want to text, in the morning and stuff like that. So, what I would do is I would text on Thursday evening and say, hey, are we still on for Friday afternoon or whatever? Or if it's Friday, the day of, then if it's for the nighttime, at 8 o'clock, whatever, or 7, 9, I would text, in around 12 o'clock, hey, are we still good for today? So you always want to confirm it. Don't ever think that just because you confirmed it way back when, and even though she texts you all the way up to Wednesday and saying, hey, I can't wait to see you, whatever, or I'll see you on Friday or Saturday. Don't expect that just because that long wait, and then all of a sudden she's going to be waiting for you come Friday. Most of the times they're talking to other guys, because wherever you met her from, she's still getting hit up by other guys, and maybe the guys that are the other guys, maybe they are entertaining her back and forth texts. Maybe she's getting the she's getting the attention from that. And, and then she sees some other guy she might like, even though she really might not like him. But just because she's playing to her attention or her needs. So the day comes and you don't say nothing, she flakes on you. Now because she wants to go with the other guy, even though the other guy might not work out, and she might want to come back to you, but she already flaked on you. And she's not going to think that, but she's going to probably come back to you anyways again. But she will not let you know something's come up if you never asked. So if you never asked and the day comes and then you went out and wherever you're supposed to meet up and you're there and she's not, and then you text her, within that hour, hey, where are you at or whatever, she might ghost you, be like, oh my God, this guy actually really went. He didn't even call me because her mind was elsewhere already with some other guy. Totally forgot about you, or 2 guys or 3 guys or whatever, and you didn't ever keep that spark up, which you shouldn't do. You already set a date up, but on the day of, you reconfirm the date. That's what you should do. That's how you prevent the flakes. So if she does flake even on the day of, that's what I'm saying. You can't really avoid all flakes, but if she doesn't, she goes to you on the day of, at least you're not going to go out there and waste your time and sit around and whatever, wherever you're at, get all dressed up and stuff like that. Sure, make the day out of it the best you can, but why put yourself through that when, you can just text ahead of time, And here's another thing that I always do is, let's say, it's if you're setting up something for Sunday, whatever, and you talk to her on Friday. Now, if I look at it this way, if it's 48 hours within I'm supposed to meet that person, I usually don't, 48 hours, 24 hours, whatever, I don't reconfirm it, because that's, like I said, if it's a Friday and you want to see it on Sunday, that's within 48 hours. If it's, a Thursday and you want to see it on a Saturday, that's within 40. You don't have to call her up again. I mean, that's 48 hours. If somebody's going to forget about you in 48 hours, then, that's on them. That's on them being a shitty person. You know what I'm saying? That's bad. That's you know what? If you go out and do all that stuff and she doesn't show up like that, be glad that she didn't show up, man, because that's bad. That is really bad. And I've had people do that to me, man, and it's crazy. And I never looked at that person again ever the same. Even though you can hook up and smash and all that stuff, you're like, that person lost it with me. They lost all their potential. Anything that could have been actually greater than what it was at that time, it all just crashes down. You know what I'm saying? Because I can never, ever, ever take that person seriously ever again. So, if they do that within 48 hours, 24 hours, you set something up, you don't have to reconfirm it. If you want to, yeah, but, it's going to come off a little bit as, like you're not sure yourself, a little bit needy in a way, because you're like, oh, I just talked to this guy 24 hours ago. He's reconfirming it. It's not, you're not dating a lot of people. You don't have a lot of abundance and stuff like that. So, I don't do it, but if the person agrees to it and we have this good vibe and then they don't show up, I'm like, I don't even call them, I'm like, all right, I see how it is, if you can do whatever, you can take a picture of, wherever you're at and just send it to them and be like, cool, I get you, whatever. And then whatever, like I said, because the only thing is, if you get a response, it's going to be bullshit, whatever it is. It's not going to be authentic. They're going to be lying. Maybe they went out on another date or whatever. But like I said, and then they go out on that date, and then that guy's not going to treat them right, and then they come back to you, It's up to you, man, on all this flakiness. Like I said, there's a lot of times a girl will come up to me and they'll give me the worst excuses of flaking. And it's usually because another guy, and then they, saw potential in another guy, and then they, within 2 weeks, they slept with the dude or whatever, and then now the guy's hitting him up, he can't get over him, and he's all into him, and then they get pushed away, and then they come running back to you. Or do you want to be the second option, when you were the first option, and some other guy came in and she was more into that guy? You can look at it that way. Do you want to be the backup? Do you want to be the second option? You could look at it that way. There's another way you could look at it. You could look at it like she's never been with you, and as soon as she gets with you, she's never going to want to leave you, because how much stuff you got going on in your life and how awesome your life is. And once she gets a feel for that, she's never going to want to do that. But she flaked on you. That's the whole thing that always eats me. It's like, man, you flaked on me though, man. It's like, it's messed up. If you didn't see the value in me then, how are you going to see the value in me now? You know what I'm saying? It could work. It's just, I don't know, man. That's something that, I don't know. I would have a hard time, and it would have to be the girl and how much of a vibe that we're getting off, and how much she's into me and stuff, that I would see that in her while I was talking to her, to be able to even consider that, But for the most part, I would think that she would know that she flaked on me, and it would be probably be in back of both of our minds or whatever. But anyways, that's how you get away with the flakes, man. Either you gotta reconfirm and don't talk to them during the whole week when you're setting that stuff up, or like I said, within 48 hours, you set something up, and she shows up, or she doesn't show up, that's on her, and that's about it, man. I mean, like I said, if you ever do that, entertain that last part where she wants to come back and do whatever, the only thing that I ask of you is just don't be so easily available if she does. So if she does come back and and she says, oh hey, can we go do something, and she wants to pay for everything, whatever, just don't be so easy. Tell her you got to think about it. Go, or you might have another date that day or something, because you moved on already. And you just got to be honest, man. Even if you don't, you got to be it where she messed up, and now she has to win you over again. She has to earn it from you. If you just sit there and just agree with her right off the bat, she says, hey, let's do it again. You're like, yeah, all right, that sounds great. When do you want to do it? That's just showing you're all available. And she might flake on you again if you do that again, and then you're gonna feel like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. Just whatever she says, hey, let's go do that. All right, that's cool. Let me know, and I'll check my schedule. I'll see what I'm doing that day. I'm just telling her you're busy now. Like, man, I'm super busy now. So now at the time when I was asking you out, I had some downtime. I could have saw somebody, but now I'm really busy now. So let me know when your day is, and then I'll check and see, and then I'll get back to you. But you gotta let me know ahead of time. She has to work for it. She definitely has to work for it. You cannot, like I said, just don't be so easy and so available, because there's a possibility that you will get flaked again if you do that. Because if she comes back, man, maybe I messed up. Maybe this guy is the guy that I should be with. And she's like, oh my God, she's like thinking in the back of her head, like, man, I messed up. I want to be with this awesome guy. Hey, and she's like, I bet he's seen other girls. And she comes up, hey, so I'm sorry, I wanna see you again. So when can I take you out? And you're like, whenever, So you just let me know. I'm down. Let's go. And it's just whoa, and it's gonna just, in her mind, all the trying to win you over and get you back and everything else is now just left the building, because you're available and you got nothing else going on, no other women you're seeing. And that's, what I'm saying? Just don't do that. All right. So, all right, man, that is it for this video, man. That is how to minimize these flakes that these girls be trying to pull on you, man, because, you know, in the end, you know, we are the prize, man. We are the ones that get it done. You know, the men are out here. They're the ones that do all the hard work, man, that women want to be with. You know what I'm saying? And don't ever forget that, man. You know, men build the houses and women move in to, you know, decorate them and stuff like that. Without this, you know, world of men, women couldn't survive. You know what I'm saying? And, man, if gas got shut down or if men went gone and then, you know, let's say their gas, who, you know, for the whatever surviving was, these women are going to survive in the world, I'd say gas would probably last about maybe a year, because who's going to still pump the oil, you know, and get the gas, you know what I'm saying, and mix it to get the gas back, you know what I'm saying, put them back into the gas stations and all that other stuff. There's so much stuff that men do on a daily basis that the women rely on, even though they say in modern times I can live without a man. It's bullshit, you know, because they really can't. If you really take away the man, they really don't have anything, man. So, you know, it's just on a more of a nature, not belittling, you know, either side. I'm just saying more on a, you know, how and why men were produced and how and why women were produced. You know what I'm saying? Men weren't produced to have babies, women were. Goes on and on. Anyways, man, getting off this topic now. So it is what it is. No flakes, man. You know, keep them down to a minimum. This is Kayne Frost. Until the next time, man, like my video and subscribe. My book right now, Be the Fire in Your Eyes, man. It gives you a bunch of techniques on dating advice, man. It's really cool. It's a good read. I'm going to probably put it on Audible pretty soon. All right, man. Until the next time, peace, rock on, and I am out.